Welcome to your astrology and spirituality overview for Saturday, the 26th of September.
Oh, thank you so much, Elisa. And who is going first?
Should I go first today?
Yes, I feel you should.
Okay, so the cards that we're going to use today are the second time we've used these on the channel. The second time I've used them
Great
in my
graphics.
life. Yeah, these are they're called the Enlightenment pack. So the backs of them are all different colours, and then we'll see what spiritual message comes up for us today.
Whoa!
Hey, wow, this is
I love it when they throw
absolutely
themselves
cool.
out like that.
It's number 21, this card, and
The
it says...
date of my birth.
Yes, it says Dark Story, the Unconscious.
Oh,
I love this. In the background is got this picture of an eye, of someone, drowning, which is very cheery. I think what this is asking us, especially in our dream time, are we suffering from nightmares? Are we suffering from night terrors? It kind of reminds me a bit of the Nine of Swords in tarot, where we have a little bit of anxiety and worry going on, but a lot of this can be to do with our unconscious mind or our subconscious mind. What is going on underneath that iceberg? We can see, that tip of it, but there is much more to it. So things could be stirring from our past. Things could be stirring from our present situation, just dealing with COVID. Yeah, dealing with COVID, trying to figure things out, who we are in life. They could be big existential questions that we're asking ourselves today, I feel.
What's the combination of 2 and 1 is 3? So what does 3 mean in terms of numerology?
Well, 3 is not the most stable number, because if we think about most buildings, most houses are built on 4, they have 4 walls, they have 4 corners. So 3 always tends to have a bit of instability that comes with it. It's finding its feet. So it's not as changeable as, say, the number 5. Number 5's things can just be changing all the time, and that can feel draining, where the number 3 is still trying to find its way on its journey. So there's a lot of optimism that can come with that, but there can be some uncertainty as well.
Yeah, so we've kind of been educated, I feel, not necessarily in a specific way in the Western world particularly, to only follow what the mind says, not be so conscious of emotions, spiritual responses and the rest of it. And of course, for most people who are interested in what we all collectively are following here, we do have that interest, but it's not always easy to show an interest in personal development, and you can get shouted down for it. So actually the astrology today sees the moon in the logical sign of Aquarius, forging a perfect trine with the sun also in the logical Libra. So perhaps what we can do today is balance the kind of more conscious present state of our reality with also trying to unpick those dreams or anxieties that might be evolving. I mean, I think for all of us, COVID-19, whether we've been affected by losing a loved one, or it's more economic, or it's more restriction on our personal liberties, or restriction on the ability to go out, be a free spirit to travel, there's been a lot of impact for a lot of people, which has probably been very anxiety generating, I feel. So if the COVID situation is informing your subconscious at the moment, I think the astrology is saying to be at peace with it, to work it out in a more logical way, but welcome it in. Don't deny it and say, you hear that old saying of, oh, get over it and stuff like this. Or you got to move on, put that behind you, because people don't like people grieving, for example, at their pace. They only want people to grieve at the pace that suits them. And often we live in a society that wants to keep everything superficially very much focused on the next thing that we're going to buy or acquire, or the next flash holiday or car, rather than the internal journey and our close relationships, which are really the most enriching parts of life, in my humble opinion.
And, if we don't unpick those unconscious things that are bubbling underneath the surface, they can come out in quite explosive ways, in ways that we're not in control of all the time, in ways that we don't expect. And so... Or
become repressed and develop depression.
So doing the work as we go along can actually be beneficial to us in the long run.
Oh, that's so lovely. Well, that's been quite a profound sharing exercise today. As ever, we're so honoured to have you with us. Please check out below for your free daily horoscope, Elisa's free 3-card tarot. But for now, from the A team, it is...
Goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from her. Goodbye.